Hi, I'm Scott Miller. Welcome to my Top Performance blog. I am just outside of Copenhagen, Denmark, and have the pleasure of meeting with Susanne Bargmann in her very comfortable office. And Susanne, you're going to be presenting at the upcoming Achieving Clinical Excellence Conference. And you have kind of a unique take on the outcomes, the measures. Can you say something about what you'll be talking about at the conference?
I'll be talking about ways for clinicians to hold on to the commitment of using the feedback tools and trying to become better at what we do.
Okay.
Because I've found for myself and for the clinicians I work with that this is actually not so easy.
Okay, and you've actually been doing this for quite some time. I think we've known each other for about 8 years. And the story you've told me is that in the beginning the idea sounded so simple, straightforward, but then in practice you experienced something else.
Well, first of all, I was a bit hesitant using the measures, and the clients didn't really see why it was necessary. And I didn't really get much feedback from the measures. So
you didn't get much feedback?
No, not really.
Which led you to think what?
And maybe I didn't need the tools.
Okay,
so,
all right.
And what I found is if you hold on to using the measures and you become better at sort of presenting them to the clients, you start getting negative feedback. At least that's what I got, negative feedback on the session rating scale especially.
Okay. This sounds like a bit of a catch-22. In the beginning, you don't get any feedback, which makes you think, well, maybe I don't need to use these tools. Then if you keep going, then you do get negative feedback, which makes you think, why am I doing this?
Yeah, I'm a crappy therapist. Okay. I better not do this.
Okay. And somehow or other, you've persisted, though, and you're finding value in the tools now. And this is what you're going to be talking about at the conference.
Yeah.
How to maintain your commitment. Can you give us a hint about what it is that has kept you going all these many years now?
Yeah, I think I've had sort of other people I could talk to about using the tools. I had a supervisor who also used the tools, and I had some colleagues, and that helped me, having a group of people that were going through the same phases of this as I was.
You know, that's kind of an interesting part of the upcoming Achieving Clinical Excellence Conference, which is going to be held in October in Kansas City. It's not just an event that happens over a couple of days, but there's an entire web-based community. You're talking about your local community that you had, people that you could share your experiences with, but now there's a web-based community, the ICCE, that people can go to connect with and support each other. Are you saying that this is a critical component in being able to sustain your interest in the scales?
I think the ICC is an amazing idea, and I know that I would have loved the ICC when I still love the ICC now.
Yeah.
Because there are not many people in my area using these tools.
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to lose touch with the tools.
Okay.
So the ICC is a place where I can talk to people all around the world that feel as passionately about these ideas as I do.
And so one of the main hints is you have to have other people around you to sustain you through this particular process. Is there any other small hint you can give us about what you'll be talking about how to maintain the momentum once you sort of catch the spirit of getting feedback on an ongoing basis?
Well, I think setting up different kinds of structures in your organization is important.
Okay.
Like that one thing that I've tried out here in Denmark is sort of setting up groups of people where we do supervision in a very specific way. Supervision sort of guided towards the tools and the feedback.
Okay.
And I also think that having some kind of mentor, somebody you can talk to, somebody who knows a bit more about the tools than you do,
is critical.
It's critical. So you can ask these questions that show up.
Okay, great. And Susanne will be talking about, presenting her experience of how to maintain momentum, not only as an individual clinician, but also for organizations that are adopting the measures, again, at the Achieving Clinical Excellence Conference in Kansas City, October 20th through the 22nd. You can go to www.centerforclinicalexcellence for more information. Thanks, Susanne.